Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Local Outbreak on IPM Nation in 100.1 The Planet. Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com here with you. And we're going to open it up this week with a brand new track from Steve Mackey, who actually goes by the name Stev3M. And that is spelled all as one word, S-T-E-V, and then the number 3, and then the letter M. And I really love this song a lot. So this is called Experimenting. And what we're going to do is we're going to play this. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll come back, and I'll share my interview. I had a great conversation with him from a safe distance, of course. Yes, it was by phone, as are all the interviews that we're doing these days. But I really love the song, and I was very excited to speak with him. So we'll open up with that this week on Local Outbreak. This is Stev3M featuring The Big Andizzle and Gold Bars on the track also with him, and this is called Experimenting. Check this out. This is really good.
Anyways, I don't know about you. Wait, yesterday into today? Yeah, whatever that means. But, okay, so Kayla and I used to do that call all the time.
Well, now, really, when we go back then to falling in love and say it's crazy, falling. You see, we don't say rising into love. There is in it the idea of the fall. And it goes back, as a matter of fact, to extremely fundamental things. That there is always a curious tie at some point between the fall and the creation.
Experimenting with love, like Alan Watts. Experimenting with love, like Alan Watts. The chemistry is crazy, and I'm in love. Like, oh my God, I love the way you make me better me, yeah, and it's a drug. Slow on my road, not playing a fool, 'cause you were my world. Feeling alright today, got me feeling some type of way, feeling myself some type today. You were the drug, falling in love, and you were the plug, 'cause I am your hero, and you were my heroine. Experimenting with love, like Alan Watts. Experimenting with love, like Alan Watts. The chemistry is crazy, and I'm in love. Like, oh my God, I love the way you make me better me, yeah, and it's a drug.
Full of my God, I'm so in love. You're the one I've been dreaming of. When I lay it down at night with you by my side, got me feeling like everything will be alright now. Well, I'm never gonna lead you on. Believe me, I'm keeping it real. I'm writing these lyrics, but really there isn't the words that describe the way that I feel when I'm with you. When I'm not with you, I miss you. Can't resist to kiss you when you come back. When I make it official, I'm with that. That's a big fact, 100%. Since the day that we met, knew you was my ride or die from the jump. My angel sent from above. Oh my God, I'm so in love. Well, I cannot get enough. Becoming addicted to the voodoo that you do to me. Who would've knew that a player like me would want to do a monogamy? Cause it's got to be an anomaly. I'll give it the moon, the sun, the stars, whatever you want from me, girl, you got me.
Experimenting with love, like Alan Watts. Experimenting with love, like Alan Watts. The chemistry is crazy, and I'm in love. Like, oh my God, I love the way you make me better me, yeah, and it's a
Met her in the hallway, she fuck with me the long way. Spicy Wild West and busting shots like I'm John Wayne. Switching in the car lane, never do we part ways. Artists through the dark pain, Seston just a parlay. Shawty talking about a wedding, something I ain't never stressing. I receive it like a blessing, I just give a couple guesses. Every day she got my hoodie, now she calling me goody. Got a press to play my Woody, make it sing in a movie.
Hard about that visa, now we flying with a visa. Share my soul with this girl, giving pieces like a piece of missing chemicals. But her mama tryna ridicule, we break the rules. Experimenting
drug.
Well, now, really, when we go back then to falling in love and say it's crazy, falling. You see, we don't say rising into love. There is in it the idea of the fall.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
All right, everyone. So joining me now via phone, of course, from a very safe distance, as that's how we're doing all of our our interviews these days. Steve Mackey joins us on the line. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm very excited to talk to you. A mutual friend of ours sent me this this track, "Experimenting." Is that the full name of the song itself?
Yeah, we call it experimenting.
And I absolutely love it. It's very catchy, but it's also unique. You know, it's got some elements to it that aren't like what you normally hear, on the radio, shall we say.
Right.
Who else is on this with you?
So I have my friend Andy Ryan, or the great Ann Dizzle, I guess is his rap name.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Andy Ryan, and then Timothy Thorpe, who goes by Mr. Good Bars, and he actually owns and operates the Toy Box Studio in Nashville.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so he made the beat and produces everything and mix masters, all that fun stuff, and he's a real good dude to work with.
I think I've talked about him with another guest we had on the show. There's a band. Oh, now I'm forgetting who it is, but his name has come up before. Absolutely. And the name of the studio is the Toy Box?
Yeah, the Toy Box. Okay. And he's actually in the band Sepsis, which is a local band, but they just got signed. Yeah. That's
what I was thinking of. Yeah. Sepsis has been on the show.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. This was a while ago. I think they might have been on a couple of times. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
And then, so you're the lead vocal on the track?
I am. Yeah. So on that track, I do the chorus and the first verse.
Okay.
And it's actually like my first attempt at really doing like hip hop type music. You know, they were talking about doing something like Post Malone type stuff, and I was like, all right, I guess I can give that a shot. Like, so this is what we came up with, and we took the Alan Watts intro, and then just kind of built off of that. And I literally just sat there in the studio. You watch the engineer put the beat together, and it's just crazy how many different windows and different things they open up and shortcuts he's hitting on the keyboard, and he made the beat, and then we wrote the song right there. So it all came together in about probably 4 hours from start to finish.
That's amazing to me because it's so good, and it sounds great, and like I said, it's kind of original in that I've never heard anything quite like it. I think it's that what is that from, the dialogue and everything that's at the beginning and the end of the track?
So the dialogue is actually Alan Watts just talking about love. You know, he's just just got a way of explaining things, on a scientific level.
Now, who is that? Who is that? Alan Watts?
Yeah, Alan Watts. Yeah, he's I guess you could say he's a scientist and philosopher, and he's definitely a good speaker. He has a lot of tracks that you can actually listen to of him just explaining things and talking about life and philosophies he has on different things and self-help books, that kind of stuff. Like he's just brilliant. It's really boring to listen to, but if you take the information he's telling you, he's actually extremely brilliant.
Interesting.
You can learn a lot from. Yeah.
No, and it fits the song perfectly. I mean, that's great. So this all came together in 4 hours. That's amazing.
Yeah, that song literally came together in 4 hours.
That is wild. Wow. And then but you must have did you have the lyrics already, or did you come up with those on the spot?
No, we actually, everybody wrote their own parts. So everybody, Andy raps first, and Good Bars goes second, and then, you know, the hook in my verse, I wrote all that.
Yeah.
So we all just literally just sat there bebopping our heads together, listening to the track over and over and over and over again, just the instrumental. And we had our notepads and we were writing, and then, you know, I came up with the hook, and then from there we just listened to the hook over and over and over again, and they wrote their parts to try to fit kind of the mood and the vibe that I was going for. And it all just kind of came together. It was cool. It's kind of cool to watch the process, especially where I'm still fairly new at this myself. So, you know, the engineering aspects of everything is really interesting.
Yeah, was this your first time recording in a real recording studio, or have you done this before?
It was. So it's my second song that I've recorded, but it's probably my best for sure.
Yeah.
I you know, like when you make music, somebody told me a while ago, they're like, you know, it's funny, if you just keep pumping out songs, you're going to get to the point where, like, you know, you're more worried about making your next one better, and you already start to hate the first stuff that you made. And I'm already, you know, so I'm already there with that first song. But this is the first song that's been, you know, professionally done all the way through, mixed and mastered. It's being put out for free right now. Every song going forward from here will be up streaming on iTunes and be fully licensed and all that stuff. But this is the first song under my stage name, I guess, is Stev3M. So this one's going up completely free. This is just a feel-good song. Everybody's stuck inside right now. Everybody, you know, enjoys love.
Yeah. You said something too that kind of sounded like, have you done other genres of music prior to this, or because it kind of sounds like you're just kind of now getting into this space that you're working in? Is that correct? Or
yeah, I'm honestly just getting into all of it. I don't put myself in any sort of genre just yet, just because I don't really know myself. You know, this kind of all started, I think, like 2017, and it was a song that I really liked, and I was standing in my mom's bathroom, and I recorded myself singing it completely a cappella without an instrumental. And within probably 3 weeks, the video blew up and had like 1,800 views, and it was surreal. It was really, it was a really cool feeling. I sing different, I guess, than I do on this track normally, or when I'm, you know, like when I'm really trying to belt it out versus when you're trying to do some hip hop stuff. A lot of people have actually told me that they like some of the other videos that I've done a little better, just because you can hear my voice more than the more hip hop stuff. But that stuff is definitely coming. We have 2 songs in the works right now. One of them's completely acoustic, and there'll be like no auto-tune on my voice whatsoever. It'll be kind of like, you know, you're listening to Ed Sheeran sit in the studio and just sing to a guitar. So definitely trying to do a bunch of different stuff. Yeah.
Cool. And those videos, I mean, are those still up? Are they on YouTube?
Yeah, some of those videos of, so I've been calling them car acapella sessions, and since this COVID stuff happened, we can't really go anywhere or do anything. So I've honestly just been, you know, I've been practicing different styles of songs and different music, and I'll go out to my car at 2-3 in the morning and I'll actually record myself on my phone doing an acapella.
No kidding.
Yeah. So I call those the car sessions, and those are on YouTube on the same channel as the other track that I sent you guys. So,
oh, that's awesome.
And also on my Facebook.
Yeah. Do those do you ever do one of those and then delete it and redo it, or are those all first take?
Those are pretty much all first take. You know, if I put it up, I put it up, and that's it. I actually think that the fact that they're not perfect is kind of endearing, and you know, because I'm allowing people to see the process too. Like I've never had a voice lesson. This is something I did as like kind of a joke and just like a little bit of a hobby.
Yeah.
And then people randomly started reaching out, and then more people started reaching out, and then now 3 years later, I have I don't want to say who because there's nothing set in stone ever, but there are, signed artists that are reaching out for me to maybe do features in the future, and some pretty big names in the industry that are coming forward. So it's like, it's kind of steamrolling right now, and it's all crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
2 weeks ago it was singing in my car and just putting this on Facebook, and now I'm doing a radio interview with you. So it's like, you know what I mean?
You just never know. Yeah, that's great.
Right.
That's great. So you've never had a voice lesson. So you just, this
is all natural. I actually am still scared to death to sing in front of people. So like, for me to sing in the studio, it's been interesting. But once I get comfortable with the producer, and it's just me and him, or me and maybe one other, whatever. But if I were to like sit here and try to sing on the phone for you, or have even one other person in this room sitting next to me, my voice would shake. So I'm still getting over that aspect of everything. But
yeah,
the more I do it, the more comfortable I get.
Oh yeah, that'll come, and then granted, some performers never lose entirely that little bit of nervousness, but you don't necessarily want to lose that entirely either. It's good to be a little bit, there's different kinds of nervous, and to be, nervous but excited about something is a good thing. So,
right. Yeah. I just had a guy that plays in front of crowds, literally, and he's like, it's probably never going to go away. He's like, I still go out there and I get nervous.
Yeah.
I've done it this amount of times where once you start and you start singing and you start getting into your rhythm, it goes away. But first walking out there, it's nerve-wracking every time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, cool. Good to know.
Yeah, no, that's good though, because if that's your normal, and it may very well be, then it's once you start to lose that, once you get used to it and you start to lose that, then you've got a problem.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. So that's, how many of those videos have you done, by the way? Do you know a rough number of those car a cappella videos?
Maybe 5 or 6.
Okay.
But I'm also posting more all the time. So I might go post another one tonight, might be tomorrow. But I pretty much I sit around and I try to write my own music, and then if I'm thinking of a certain style, I'll try to find a song that I really like, and then I'll practice that one. And then since I'm practicing it anyway, I'll go make a video, and people like to see the process. So it's kind of getting everybody else involved too, which is nice. And a lot of people are excited, and it feels good when people comment and they're like, hey, it sounds really good, man. You're like, oh, thank you. Like, I needed that.
Absolutely. So this is not necessarily a music question, but I do find myself asking everyone this these days. How are you doing with everything that's going on? Are you holed up at home? Are you able to? I don't know. I don't know what you do for work, if you're an essential worker or anything like that, so you have to go out. I mean, how are you kind of maneuvering through this? This whole weird thing that we're going through.
No, everything's definitely weird right now. Fortunately for me, I was not technically an essential employee, so I got to hang out at home for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough, I had some money saved in the bank, so I haven't been working, but I've been trying to use my time to at least stay constructive.
Yeah.
So I can't go to work. I actually start work back again tomorrow, so that's good.
Okay.
But, yeah. But I figure I could sit around and watch Netflix and play video games and do absolutely nothing, or I can at least I told myself I would do at least 2 positive things towards my music goals every day. Whether it be sitting down and trying to write a song, or work on a song that I already wrote, maybe change something, or find new instrumentals, or talk to some of the producers that I've been working with and see if they've got any ideas or instrumentals, or you know what I mean. I've just been trying to push something music related at least 2 steps every day, so that I don't lose any momentum, because this thing is is definitely going forward right now. So
Yeah. No, that's great. And, I think that's the right way to approach something like this. If you can, use this time to, make the best of it and be creative and be constructive and whatnot.
Right. You got to try to come out better.
Yeah, exactly. And, too, I've been saying to everybody, we're very fortunate that this is happening when it's happening, because if this had happened 30 years ago when we didn't have nearly the level of technology that we have now, it would be very difficult to be constructive and creative at home. We live in an era where, because I'm old enough to remember, pre-internet times, and we live in an era where I can actually record a radio show from home. One time, that would not have been possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of things that people can be doing right now, definitely.
Yeah.
And especially with the internet, like everybody's at home watching right now, so it's the best time, I think, for what I'm trying to do, in the sense of, if we're releasing music and people really vibe with it and they like it, now's the time they're going to be sitting at home all day and they're willing to listen to it in the first place. So, we're just trying to, at least me and a lot of my friends that are doing this music thing, we're just trying to entertain people and get our names out there and finally do this thing.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I think that's a great way to look at it. You've got this is a moment where you're likely to have a captive audience because so many people are stuck at home and they're looking for things to do. They're looking for new things creatively that are interesting to them. Music obviously being a big one of that. So I think that's a great way to approach it. And now, are you from here originally? Or are you from Manchester?
Well, I was born in Nashua, and then I think from 19 to about 26, I think I had an apartment in Manchester, and I lived there for quite a few years.
Okay.
But I'm from the general area, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And how do you know? So it's Veronette who connected us. How do you know her?
Yeah, she is a friend of mine through Facebook, and that's about where it starts and ends. She just ended up liking the song, and she told me she knew a guy, and she wanted to introduce me to some people, and here I am. It's pretty much that simple.
Yeah, great. No, I'm glad she did, because like I said, I played the track, and I said, wow, this is fantastic, and I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Now, do you have, it's probably tough right now with everything going on, but do you have any kind of a general ETA on when we might hear some of the newer stuff that you're working on?
Hopefully in the next couple weeks to couple months. It all depends on if I can convince my new producer to open up his space or not.
Yeah.
And when I can get him to do that. We do have a couple videos up on YouTube, and I'll still be doing the car a cappella things, and probably, singing some stuff over some beats as I write. But as far as actual studio tracks and all that stuff, it's kind of up in the air, but it's not hopefully going to be too far away. We definitely have some stuff written and some stuff ready to go. So as soon as we can get in there, there'll definitely be stuff up for sure. Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, and we'll have to have you back soon, and we'll play some of the new stuff when it's ready. And we got to make sure too that we let people know where should they go to find everything that you're doing online, YouTube and Facebook and all of that.
Yeah. So right now, everything should be on Stev3M Music. And that's our YouTube channel.
Okay.
It's Stev3M Music. And then my name is Steve Mackey on Facebook, and I'm nowhere near 5,000 friends yet, so I will be accepting everybody interested in my music, and you can just add me and see everything on there too.
Outstanding. Well, again, congratulations, and it sounds like it's cool. It sounds like you're in the you're on the ground floor of your career. It's like it sounds like you're just at the beginning of it, which is exciting. It's cool to talk to somebody who's really just things are just kind of starting to take off, and I'm very glad, and we look forward to having you back again in the near future.
Awesome, thank you. Glad to be here.
And your true colors starting to get loud. Oh, have fun praying to your great God now. And all that you taught me to be was a moper, a dreamer that only refused to dream. Oh, save it, please. I'm peeking through your speakers and I only want to show you the way. How could you shelter me out? I'm much older now. Oh, you shatter like a beaker when I only want to show you the way. Hey, and I build my way out of your demise. Cheap fails are my castles, not the walls you built up around me. Oh, and I look into my watch and I know, 'cause time is gold. Oh, and when all your cards are on the table, pray the floor is still unstable and dance the night away. 'Cause this war don't determine who's right. This war just determines who's left standing tonight. Stop handing me lights. I can see in the dark just fine, but I'm not blind.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com here with you. And thank you again to Stev3M. Really enjoyed talking with him and love his new single. And played a little a cappella thing that he did at the end there of the interview. You can find that all on his YouTube channel. Stev3M, and just to remind you, that is spelled all one word, STEV3M, the number 3, STEV, the number 3, and then M. And of course, you can find his new single, Experimenting, with the big and Dizzle and Good Bars. And we're gonna play now. We're gonna move on and feature some other artists this week, although we will feature more of Stev3M in the future as he releases new music. But I just received this track a couple days ago in my inbox. And, of course, if you want to submit music for Local Outbreak, you can. Submissions at IPMNation.com is the email address you can use. Submissions at IPMNation.com. Feel free to send see, I'm thinking of Stev3M, so I'm saying feel free to send an MP3 or a WAV file or whatever you like, a Dropbox link, etc., to submissions at IPMNation.com, and we'll take a listen, and if we like it, we'll play it. Any genre, just has to be a New Hampshire-based artist, or occasionally we might bend the rules and feature someone from the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts. But primarily New Hampshire, or at least, have roots in New Hampshire or whatnot. Our friend Stev3M, of course, he grew up here, and then he's currently living in northern Massachusetts. But he's a New Hampshire guy, basically. So we're going to feature, again, this just showed up in my inbox, Illitant, a brand new track from Illitant. And Illitant was on the show. We've interviewed him, I think it must have been 4 years ago now. 3 years, maybe 4 years ago. And we haven't had him back since, not for any reason other than we just haven't connected. But he sent me this new track, and we're going to go ahead and feature this. This is great. This is called Infinite, and the artist is Illitant. Next up on this week's Local Outbreak. Though I do got to clean this up a little bit. I got to make a radio edit for you. But here it is.
don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know. They don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. Get the phone back. I've been on my ludicrous. It's boy, I'm on the move and you ain't used to how this shit kick. Big facts. I got bars I'm off the rip with. Keep it all a buck in every sentence that I spit. Shit murderous. I'm on 3 counts and I ain't stopping now. Hit list of these rappers about to cock it back and knock 'em out. Ain't been on the mic in a minute. Wish I get it. Wow, how I get so sick with this infinite gift I give 'em now. Oh, I'm off the chain with this rap. It's big dog running up the ranks with this rap. It's bars heavy, hit 'em like a tank with these tracks. Quick missiles out the barrel, make 'em bang. When I snap, kid, overload. Keep it in the system till the speakers fail. Hold 'em low, I've been tossing money in the wishing well. So below, parties rappers thinking that they something else. Independent on my shit, I said that I don't need the help. I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. Keep it on my grizzly, I bear it all. The weight of the world on me, guess I carry y'all. Big opinions on my style, but the hate is small. Gotta stay fly like a pelican, I'd hate to fall. Watch me now, I level up the style with experience. Put the music in the guillotine and spirit it. Kill a beat right after building it, you hearing this. It's like a drug to people's ears, I know they needing this. People say that blowing up with this is meant for me. I just like to make the music for the memory. After rhyme and reason, I just didn't have the energy. Now I feel like everybody wanting what is left of me, so I give them the art, let me just show them the stars. Feel like I'm living on Mars, I give them my heart. Let them envision the mark, then hit them with everything hard. I told them they really don't know me, I know that they listen, but what is the plan? The money is always the goal, but I'd rather be doing this shit for the fans, man. I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same. I said I don't know, they don't know who to blame. It's a problem though. You and I ain't the same.
That is Infinite by Illitant. Next on this week's Local Outbreak, here's another submission that I received in my inbox at submissions@ipmnation.com in case you'd like to submit some music. This is from the band Halo of Catastrophe, and this is a great track. This is called Raven Witch. Next up on Local Outbreak. That was Halo of Catastrophe with Raven Witch on Local Outbreak. Next, we're going to play something brand new from Coyote. And in case you're looking for them online, they spell it in all caps, Kyoty. And they have this series of songs they're putting out. This is called Isolation Ventilate. And let me just read to you what it, or the track is Ventilate from the Isolation series. Let me read to you what it says on their Bandcamp, and this will just give you an idea of what they're doing. It says here, we are living in times of separation through which connection wilts and blossoms as we struggle to maintain some semblance of what was. The Isolation series is written and recorded collaboratively across the internet while we are separated from one another. Intent on exploring our isolation through music, Coyote will be releasing one song every Friday until we can connect in person again. It is our way of reaching out to each other and to you. And so this is, again, this track is called Ventilate. This is the newest track in the Isolation series from Coyote. Check it out. Up next on Local Outbreak.
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
This is Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet and IPM Nation. Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com here with you. And we have just a couple minutes left, so we're going to close out with something kind of special in a moment. But I want to remind you, of course, if you want more information on the show, if you want to get access to the full archive of the show, the whole, about 10 and a half years now of Local Outbreak, it's amazing. You can go to IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak. And every episode is there for you, going all the way back to the beginning. You can stream them. You can download them. You can keep them forever and ever. IPMNation.com/Local Outbreak. And, of course, there's also links there for you to contact the show. If you would like to submit music for the show, perhaps you'd like to set up an interview, you can do all that through there. Of course, you can also contact us at submissions@IPMNation.com. That is the email that you can use. And, if you heard anything on the show that you like, please make sure you reach out to these artists. It is important now more than ever because, nobody can go out and play live shows. So, a lot of people are at home. A lot of people are making and uploading new music at a pace that we haven't seen before, really, because so many people are at home, not able to go out and, not able to go out and perform, obviously, because there's no shows happening right now. And we don't know exactly when that's going to change. So please, anything that you heard, make sure you reach out to these artists online. Let them know that you like what they're doing. Please purchase their music online or just download it if they happen to be giving it away for free, as some artists do. Whatever the case may be, give their Facebook pages a like, click on their YouTube videos, share those out, their Snapchat accounts, whatever it is, connect with them that way or on Twitter. But however you do it, please, it's so important, let these artists know that you're listening, that you like what they're doing, and that their music, their creations have value. It's like I said, it's in this time of isolation for so many people, it's really more important now more than ever. So I hope everyone is staying safe. And, like I always say, we will get through this. There is light at the end of the tunnel. We just don't know exactly how long the tunnel is. I want to say thank you again to my guest, Steve Mackey, better known as Stev3M. And, really enjoyed talking with him. I played the interview for you at the top of the show, along with the great new single, Experimenting, also featuring Big and Dizzle and Good Bars. A great track. And we're going to close with another one of these wonderful acapellas that Stev3M does. He does these in his car, and then he uploads them to YouTube, and they're pretty impressive. So we did play one earlier, too, kind of at the end of our interview segment. I'm going to share one more of these with you. I love his voice. Very, very talented guy. And like I said to him during our conversation, he's kind of on the ground floor of his career, and really excited to see what the future holds for him. I think he's going to be very, very successful. But I'm gonna close out with just another one of these acapella car sessions. By the way, if you want to get access to all of these, they're up on his YouTube, Stev3M Music on YouTube. And just to remind you, Steve is spelled STEV, the number 3, and the letter M, all one word, Stev3M. So we'll close out with this to finish out this week's Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet.
Highway driving sessions. New thing. 1, 2. There's something strange going on in my head. They said if I were to get in a car right now, Carolina's where I would head. And to your doorstep I would be bound, contemplating everything I wanted to say. But what you did to my heart tore this blue sky away. And the change aren't always coming. Stare up at the clouds and I think you know what's coming next. So can you remember sitting by my side on the bank of the Delaware River, talking about life?
Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.